we're gonna discuss that tonight, and I really hope you guys can participate and help us go through the night. All right. Just one thing, please turn off your phones. That's very important, not disturb tonight. I think everyone is already regular here at PESC after the lecture, or melhor, or better, after this talk tonight, we're gonna have our prayer box. And after the prayer box, you're gonna have the healing passes. Then you're gonna have our water over there. If you wish to stay and have any spiritual assistance to talk with one of the workers, just please let one of the workers know, or just put your name on the left side of the note over there. So then the workers can talk to you after and give you a private time so we can discuss and maybe find a way to help you if we can. And if you wish to stay and talk, you're more than welcome as well. Otherwise, after the healing passes, you're more than welcome to come back for your house, put your comfy pajamas, and be ready to work tomorrow again. All right. So, G, could you please do our initial prayer?
I'm not sure who at home can hear.
Can you hear?
I'm just gonna sit here and
Okay.
All right, so just let's do what we usually do before our prayers. Just like relax and chair, find a comfortable position so we can let our body away and just be in the moment and be present. Sometimes we can breathe in and breathe out. That helps us to calm down and leave all our worries and thoughts and things we've done today or not. Let's just leave that outside just for now. Be here, full present with our heart. And in this state, we then start feeling this gratitude for this moment, for the opportunity to once more gather here with the support of our spiritual team, Pedro Manuel, and all the spirits, enlightened spirits, and volunteer spirits that help and support us every week. We are grateful. We also put our thoughts in the spirits that are and board the traditional custodians of this land where we gather tonight. Not only here in this part of this beautiful country, but all the country. And let's also feel this gratitude for them to have nourished this land where we now can live and enjoy all the beauty and all the benefits of being here. We feel also the gratitude for our guides, spiritual guides, that bring us here every week, that supports us every day, every week. And then let's send our wish and our intention that this discussion tonight about charity and tools for charity can really resonate with us, that can really help us in our day-to-day life when we then leave this gathering and go back to our family, our work, our friends. May we take with us some of the lessons or the messages that will be shared tonight. So with these feelings and with light and love in our hearts, we start our session tonight. Amen.
Thank you, G. Why you are doing the prayer? Just have something to mind of one of the parables of Jesus, and that he talks directly about money. That's the parable of the widow. I can just grab here so I can read for you guys. Chapter 13. Chapter 13 of the Gospel according to Spiritism talks a lot about money, charity, how we could develop those feelings and how that help us to progress and to grow as human beings, as we are incarnated, and as a spirit as well, because we are all in a journey together. So we have to, of course, follow our path, but on the way help others as well. We are not created to live alone. We are created to love and to progress together. And as Jesus always said, sorry, I'm just trying to get the parable here. Give me 1 second. The parable is the 50? Can you Google for me? The Gospel according to Spiritism. I think it's chapter 15. Because Jesus gave us this beautiful message. Sorry, I think it's chapter 15. So I can read and not say something wrong, because the parable is beautiful. Give me 1 minute, please.
It's okay, we are not going to go anywhere.
Oh, good. It's just because that parable just came to my mind through the prayer, and I saw it 2 days ago while I was preparing to another lecture on another center. That's why I think it's chapter 15 or chapter 13. And I'm trying to find it so I could read for you guys. Evangelho segundo o Espiritismo, o óbolo da Viúva.
This is the gospel according to the Spiritism?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am in the right book. I'm just trying to find the widows. Okay, found it. Chapter 13. So my memory is too good. Sort of good. So the widow's mite. So Jesus was seated opposite to the offertory box, watching the way in which people dropped their money into it, and noticing that many of the wealthy were putting a large amounts. A poor widow also came and put in only 2 small coins in the amounting of the forgery. Then, having called his disciples, he said to them, "Verily, I say to you that this poor widow has given more than what all the others have put into the offertory box, for they have all given of their abundance, whereas she was giving of her poverty, everything she had, and everything that was left for her to live on." So what do you guys think Jesus wanted the disciples to reflect on those words? That's so the scene here was let's just bring to nowadays people in a church or in a center or whatever, and people bringing donations, because by that time is how you kind of do your offerings to the church of the time, to the temples, and all the wealth people come with money, bags and bags of money, put in the temple and offer to God, and do their prayers, asking for wealth, for healthy, for whatever they need on their life, because it was a custom of that time, give money to the temple. And then we have just a widow here. She had only 2 coins, and she went to that drop box and put those 2 coins in there. And then Jesus said, well, she put more there than the people that put bags and bags of money. What's in your heart you guys understand of that passage?
Well, I think that those 2 things, that one is that this was not about the money. So that's one thing she wants to say. It's not about the money or the quantity. There's something else that she put there that maybe the other people did that when they gave about money. So there's nothing wrong with giving a lot of money. There's nothing wrong in giving the abundance. There's nothing wrong about that. But the fact that she went to the extreme, probably going to some sort of sacrifice to give it, for someone to go to this point, it needs to have an intention very strong, a faith or in this case, they were given to the temple, but we can think about giving to someone that needs. So the intention of really help that person. It doesn't matter how much you put in terms of quantity, but if you go to the level of sacrificing something in your life to do it, it increases the intention, the love that you are putting there. So that's what I mean. And also because you want to show, I think people back then, people would buy their place in heaven with money. So the more money you put in the temple, the more blessed you probably you would be. So your blessings would be directly proportional to the amount of money. And he wanted to teach that was not the case as well.
Yeah. Anyone else have any more inputs about that parable? It was quiet today. It's the rain. So yeah, what Gisele just told us is true. Is is a way to see that. And because of that parable as well, many people grow thinking about generosity and money or have money. It's kind of wrong. You can kind of grow spiritually if you have money, or if you do your charity, if you put too much money, that's the way to show how generous you are. So it's kind of a lot of conflict that grows through the years when people don't understand money as a way of practicing charity. That is very important, because as we live on a material world, we need material things to live. We need food, we need clothes, we need shelter, we need a lot of things that here on earth we need to exchange, and we exchange nowadays. The currency is money, and money is really important to us to get those things going. And as the title of the lecture of tonight would be, money is one path for generosity. What are your thoughts is, if we have someone with one coin there to practice that generosity, to, let's just say, we gathering here tonight and planning to, as one of the things that we do here, we have a group called Brazilian of Goodwill. We it's not kind of the center group, but it's friends of the center that get together. It's more as a group of friends get together. We organize some food hampers to give for families here in Australia with disadvantage. Here in Australia, poor people, disadvantaged people, is not like Brazil. I know most of you guys here are kind of from Brazil, and when you think about poverty in Brazil, it's like people not even have anything to eat, or they just live on, they not even have houses. And here in Australia, thank God, the reality is a bit different. People have a great support from government, but it still have a lot of needs and support that community could come in and help. And this group, Brazilians of Goodwill, do that. We get food, toys, and whatever those families, most of them refugee, they're here seeking shelter. We could contribute with them, especially one with kids and with special needs that we get through the schools and take care. So they get in touch with us. We assess those families, see what their needs. So then we have a group on WhatsApp and share, look, we have this family, they need this, and that, and then people go there and give money. Why it's so important? Yeah.
Still in regards to that money that is putting a lot, and this lady only put 2 coins. Money is about material. What Jesus was talking about was beyond material, was the gesture, was the intention. And I think one of the best ways to learn about charity is when you are the subject of the charity. And I had an experience that I always started telling you. I was once the subject of a charity. I was driving my motorbike, which weighs about 250 kilos. And I was approaching a roundabout, and actually I had a problem with the bike. The bike didn't have the battery. It was not good, but I
Can you
managed.
speak a bit louder, Jax?
Huh?
Can you speak a bit louder?
Sorry. My bike was with the problem with the battery.
Okay.
So the starting was not working. So when I left the city, I managed to get someone pushing the bike for me, and the bike run, and then I say, okay, reach home, then do something about it. However, in the middle of the journey, close to the roundabout, the neutral, very busy roundabout, it was 5 o'clock p.m. The bike stopped in the middle of the traffic. God, so I could never buy everybody busy. Whoa, whoa. So I left the bike and started pushing the bike on my own. And it's a very heavy bike. And suddenly I saw a guy parking there. He was like as old as me. And he came like limping and helped me to push the bike on his own. Pure will to help someone. That's oh man, I give help. Where do you want to put it? Oh, just a little push there, and then done. Okay, see you. Thank you very much. He was sweating and back to the seat and gone. He said, "Oh my God." In the middle of so many people, this guy came out of anyone to teach us. And again, this is when you learn about charity and about the wish, the willing to assist. When you take yourself out of the question, then you say, and forgets having to arrive at home, to have a dinner or to rest or to finish or see TV, watching TV or to see the journal. When you see someone reading, you forget about it. You go there. So this is beyond money. This is beyond material. This is pure charity. And sometimes just smiling to someone is pure charity.
Yeah.
Say.
No, that is true. But was trying to bring the subject here is about this money itself. As many times we think is something wrong because many people put some, as money was something dirty that you shouldn't get along with your spirituality and your growth with spirituality. But the reality is we are living in a world that is material. We are spirits, but we are incarnated and experience a material life, so we can go through a lot of experience, and money is one of that experience that we have to learn to deal, that we need to learn to detach about, need to be greedy and share the abundance that we have. For that widow, what she wants to share with the temple was those 2 coins that she had, that it was everything that she had. But for some people, it's in bags and bags of coins. And that is very important on this world when we need to try to practice generosity. It's beautiful. A lot of, as I was saying, like for example, this group that we help people with food. It's beautiful. The many groups that we see all around the world doing charity on Africa, Fraternidade Sem Fronteiras, in English is Fraternity Without Boundaries. Yes, it's a big group from Brazil that do a lot of work on Africa, that they go to the community. They not just give people money, they use the money to grow the community, to do like a small business, to teach people to live by themselves, not to just to give the fish, but teach people how to fish, make that community functional, and self-sufficient, and then they move on, use that money, that generosity that come all across the world, and people that donate money so that work could keep going, and they go to other community, do the same. Build this business, our self-sufficient community, so people could work, live, and keep going their life, and then move on. So when we think about money, it's a really important tool for us to do some good work. I'm not gonna get here on the merits that charity is more than that, because it is. We can practice our generosity, just offering help for our little old guy here. Think he's a a bike rock and roll ride on the motorway. That's a way to practice generosity. Offer your help. It's a beautiful way without expecting anything back. Because that's the pure charity as well. If you're gonna practice your charity, thinking about, oh, maybe someday someone's gonna give to me, well, you're already being selfish. You're already expecting something back, and that's not the kind of way that's supposed to be. I know it's hard. We have many imperfections that we are kind of doing our way to rebuild ourselves and get rid of those feelings that but we are humans, and we do have those feelings that, oh, I will do that maybe someday, what someone's going to do to me. That's the truth. It's how we feel. But what we should try to achieve is that just offer people help without expecting anything back. We can practice our generosity, just maybe listen to someone. Now in this period of pandemic, many people are isolated, lost their jobs, a bit, I don't know, you name it. There's lots of troubles around there. And maybe if you can offer your consolation, call a friend and say, look, I'm here for you, what I can do for you. That's a way of practicing charity, is a way to practice your generosity, donating your time, not only your money. But on this scenario here, what we could achieve if we, choose something as like, and try to work to see that progressing, what we are doing with that beauty that we have here, that this abundance of that we are living here in Australia, that we could share of those that maybe right now are not so, I'm not going to use the word lucky, but but a bit of disadvantage. What we could do to do like that one coin, and not only money, but like small step that we could practice our generosity, things that we could build step by step and make a difference in this world. What would be your one coin share here? Not only money, but like, let's just bring your feelings that we could do to make the world better, too, so we could dream with a perfect, we live in the world is perfect because of the creation of God, but we could improve, of course, if we could work on those feelings. What would be your one point to say, well, I believe to practice my generosity, I could work on that? One each. I can give you 1 minute to think. What could work? Your one little coin tonight that could work. Don't need to be a specific you, but one coin that you could say, I would give my coin to work on that. I think that would help us improve something. Can you think on your one coin tonight? So we could put on that little drop box and build more generosity through the world.
One thing that I would like to do, but I don't know how to approach. I play some game, and then every time I go to a hospital, go to a ward hospital, I just want to bring my bowls and something because I know that would help them to at least to relax, to release the stress, and to bring them into their center. And I know the boss can do that. I just don't know how to approach it in Australia because it's not like in Brazil. You can just go to a hospital, talk to a nurse or someone, they say, yeah, come in, you can do it. He's a little bit different, but something that I'll always, when I go to those places, that's what I would like to do. It's more offering peace of mind that even if it is for 20 minutes or half an hour, I know when the sound healing, when I play, most of the people are able to meditate, to switch off. And when you're in the hospital, you most likely are feeling sorry for yourself and regretting something, or thinking you're the end of your life, what have you not done? You don't think about what you've done, you think what you have not done. So if I could bring that little moments of peace, that's what I would like to do.
That will be your 1 point tonight. And that's a beautiful one. That's one way to practice our generosity beyond money, as we are talking. Anyone would like to give 1 point tonight? Maybe you can get home with a box full of points of generosity tonight.
I think I would like to bring more people to my prayers, like to sometimes even pray more in a meditation way or whatever way you want to think of prayer. We had prayer lecture last week about prayer, so we are all masters in prayer. But I think I fail sometimes because I know people that would benefit from some good intentions and maybe some light I can send at some point. And I think just being more aware to think of this is charity, like sending those good vibrations to people that maybe need. And I think I could do more about that. I tend to do that when things are critical. But maybe you can do before that's critical, just or in other situations as well.
Great. So we have a coin of prayer. That's a beautiful one as well. Anyone else would like to give 1 coin tonight? You don't need to be shy. It's just a conversation here. There is no right or wrong here. It's just something that you could feel in your heart.
Yeah, Anna said that give your time to someone that needs your love, look after someone in need. It's much more charity than money.
Yeah.
And then Luis said that charity is love in action. Saint Paul in his epistle to the Corinthians said that he could have everything, but without love, he wouldn't be complete. You don't need money to love.
Yeah, that's true. Anna, 1 point? No.
And I feel like also the 1 point of charity is, as I say, giving love. The love can be in many ways, and love can also come in a way of being, when you try to help someone or teach someone, sometimes being energetic, in a nice way. How can I say? No energetic, but I feel
Like a firm position.
A firm position, because some people need to have this firm position for them to move forward.
Yeah.
So there's people that sometimes they're just postponing to move forward, or they're tired, or they think they cannot do it, and sometimes just being firm and saying, no, you can do it, go and just give it a push. That's a way of charity. Just because it doesn't look away doesn't mean you're not helping, because we're all different, and that's another way also of giving love, giving them a little push.
Love is like the top, that's what we all aim here, because we were created to love. Point. Simple as that. And we are on a journey as spirits, immortal spirits, to learn how to love, as Jesus said, love God above all and love each other as brothers and sisters. Because if we are able to do that, we are practicing love on His purest essence, I would say. Sometimes I can say I love a lot. Sometimes I can say I love a little less some brothers and sisters. Some situations it's hard to give that love as Jesus told us to do it. But we need to try. We need to all give our brothers and sisters that 1 coin of generosity. And because when we donate, and like not specific about money, but when we donate, is when we most receive. Because sometimes when we are practicing charity, we think because we are donating something, our time, our skills, we can help someone using your skill, your knowledge to help someone with trouble, or if we teach someone, we are donate our time. If we, whatever we are doing, if we donate, I give you a word to just finish here. When we donate something, we think, oh, I'm giving. And actually, it's the opposite. Because more we give, the more we will receive. Because if you, let's just say that gentleman that helped Jax when he was with that unfortunate with his bike. Well, that man, I bet Jax not even know his name, but he has Jack's gratitude forever because Jax still remembered that was something that really touched him. And I bet every time when he shared that fact with all of us, that guy over there, he's receiving the light and the gratitude that emanates from Jax. And that is beautiful. It's even more than we could, ask. He donated like 5-10 minutes of his time. And now he's receiving the light of gratitude for as much Jax remember. So let's just pray that memories of Jax keep strong and he'll always remember that guy. So he's always going to receive that light of gratitude. And that's the beautiful, if you use your skills, your knowledge, let's just say you are a doctor and you come across a patient and you help that patient go through something. You're not going to help just that patient, but you're helping the whole family. As we all know here, how many diseases can destroy, sometimes can destroy more like the family than the person that's going through that problem. And we know that. We probably know someone or have in our family people that go through, hard times with disease. And it's really hard. It's a hard baggage to carry. And you come across with a doctor, even though he's doing his job, but he was caring, he brings the right words, he brings the right, concept, and that person got through, he's going to receive that gratitude and that love, not only from the patient, but from the family as well. And that's the most beautiful gift. So every time we think about donate something, actually we are the ones that are going to be receiving. I'm not saying to do things expecting to receiving things back, but it's just like the natural way things occur, because when we practice those acts just for the good of our hearts, just because we want to do it. And even though if you're doing your job because you're a doctor, a pharmacist, I don't know, a mechanic, or whatever is your work, but if you do it, with your conscience that I'm doing what is right, I'm gonna fix that car for that person because that person's gonna drive me to be safe from point A from point B. If everything you do with responsibility and with love, with your work, because that is a way of practicing our generosity. It's a way to practice our charity, because that's the only way that the world can function well. And as we know, is the only way we're going to progress as humanity, as a spirit. And we are workers here, not only because you're part of a center, or not only because you believe God. We are all workers here that is on a journey, and that journey is only going to lead to perfection and be better and better every time. We are perfect spirits. We are created perfect, but there are things that we can improve as love each other, as sitting in love and look at our brothers and sisters and offer them a little bit of our time, what one coin. And if it's a coin, like a golden coin, if it's something that maybe you don't have time to do a voluntary work at the hospital, it's fine. But maybe you can spare your $10 a week or a month to choose a organization that help others in need. That's a way to. There is many ways so we can practice that. The way that we can learn to love our brothers and sisters. And money is one tool that can help us. And it's okay if we do as well, because there are people that need that money. There are people that are suffering from hunger, are people that live like with less than $1 a month to eat, to provide for the family, to feed the kids. And if we are able to be in a position to use money as a tool, you know, to help that people get through, to at least have food on their belly, at least have a safe place to sleep, we should do it. We should spare as much as we can, as much as you know, your family is able to do it, and choose a cause to fight for. It's impossible for us to fight all the fights. You know, we know the only person, entity able to do that is God, because He's the only one that is able to be everywhere with everyone. But if we could choose one cause to donate, if it's money, fine. If it's time, it's okay. If it's a prayer, you know, a true prayer from your heart that you can sit in love, sit in your room, and vibe and send your vibrations for those that is passing through whatever, and say, God, I would like to share my love. I would like to share my life with those that live in that situation, you know, and explain and have that honest conversation with God. As we all saw here last week, that the prayer, there is no right way to do a prayer. It's just pretty much this conversation that we are having here tonight, and say, look, God, how about we do something about choose your cause? And then explain to God, what would you like to share with them? Your love, you would like to send them, you know, support, would like to ask your, I don't know, just let your heart speak through you. Choose your cause, choose your coin to donate. And if it's money, it's okay, because we don't need to be ashamed to talk about money, because it's important too, and we need to learn to deal with it. Because without money, we don't function. That's the truth. It's beautiful. We come here and say, let's just pray, pray, pray. Fine. But how about those that are in need, that need to eat? Unfortunately, prayer is not going to feed their material body. It's going to fill their spiritual body, going to help them to have resilience and maybe have, help them with faith and go through. But the reality is, a body needs to be, needs needs food. So how about we choose something to fight for, to work for, and if you are able to help those in need with that money, that is one of many paths to practice our generosity, to practice our love, without question, just because we can, and just because we are built for love and generosity, and share and donate is one way to practice that. Yes.
Could it say like an acts of random kindness do it often and it becomes habitual? It saves lives.
Can you say it again?
The act of random kindness.
Yeah.
You say do it often and it becomes habitual.
Yeah, yeah. And what's coming to my mind as well is that receiving can be an act of charity as well. So we are here talking about giving, but if there was no one to receive, then we wouldn't have this opportunity to give, isn't it? So sometimes we are in the other position, that the position of receiving or having the opportunity to receive help or yes, and if we don't allow it because of pride, for example. Now, if we let the pride come to me, so I don't need help, and I'm talking from experience here. So if you go to that place, I don't need help. So then you are not practicing an act of charity to allow someone to practice their act of charity. And also,
it's a shame.
We need to be also humble. Being humble to receive is an act of charity as well. And kind of for me, is being aware when I have the opportunity to receive, and let the other person help me, and be grateful for that, and be humble for that. So that to me is also an opportunity to practice that charity.
I believe you want to say something else.
Yes. I'm sure.
It's just because I was finishing my.
Yeah. Another important act of charity, and yes, money it's important because can make lots of material things possible. But one that is not material yet, it's when you practice charity, donating your indulgence. By donating your indulgence, I mean don't judge, not judging, letting go. Let let um let's say pray or let's just send positive vibrations, positive energy for the person that might appear in a situation that it's not, we're going to be quickly judged as wrong or bad or something. It doesn't matter what the situation, even someone lying down there or drinking, or you just send positive thoughts while you're donating during your days. And this is not easy.
And I think this it's a great link, but I believe that's my personal opinion, that avoid people many times to practice the charity like the money itself, because they judge too much the situation, that what that person will do with that money, what they're gonna do with my money. And I'm a strong believer, not saying that I'm strongly practice that way, because one thing is what we know, we understand, the other thing is put that in practice, and make that work. But we need to avoid that. We need to donate with our heart, believing that we are doing whatever we can to happen.
What comes together, hands in hand with the charity, is the second part, is the detachment.
Yeah.
The detachment makes that what you want to say, what you were saying. You don't judge.
Yeah.
You give it and leave the result and the outcome in the hands of God.
Think about it like if you see like a beggar on the street saying, "Oh, please give me money, I'm hungry." I'm guilty of that, because in Brazil I lived there for years. That judge that person, he's not hungry, he wants my money to use drugs. I did that many times,
Yeah.
So what he's gonna do with that money? I'm not saying that we should give him money. No, it's not that, but it's a process of let it go and understand that person from a situation that need. So if you really think that person is gonna use the money to buy drugs, so not offer that person to go to a restaurant to pay a meal. So okay, you're hungry, let's go. So you're still helping, But if you feel a heart gives it, and if he's gonna use drugs, then it's something between him and God. You did what you felt in your heart that it was right on that position. And once you give, let it go, detach. It's not you, don't belong to you anymore. Just it's a process that everyone needs to work on it.
So it's very complicated.
It's complicated, but
because
sorry,
because if you as it is in the gospel, if you practice the charity, like this man that helped me with that, and then he come and inspect and he will say, what Jesus said is being already then recorded.
Yeah.
If you give a lot of money and expect to have your statue of you sitting there,
you're not practicing charity.
Right. So sorry, that's
I think giving money is one of the easiest charities that we can do. Just we give money, and usually we give what is, that's what we do. Very rare, for me, I go to the sacrifice in terms of money. But this thing about giving without judging is complex, because yes, we should not judge. But I have an experience that when I was in India, I used to give generously to all the people,
The beggars.
the beggars. And many times there was like a lady with children, very small children around them, and they would beg, and no, just give. And the people that were with me from that place, from that area, they would tell me, don't do it. And I would say, why not? I'm not judging. Huh? But there was a social problem that I didn't understand, and I would understand, I didn't live there, around that scenario, that situation, that those children were actually not even children from that time. They were being exploited, they were being brought to that place just for begging. So by giving the money, you are actually sponsoring the system in that scenario. So that's the complicated part, because you don't want to judge, you want to help, and you want to give the money to walk away, not crook. But there is, in that particular situation, probably the money was not the best help. And that's what they were trying to tell me.
But you don't know what you're helping, really. You think you know what your money is for, but you do not know. You giving the money, you doing your part on this circumstance, but you don't know what the money is for, really. You think you're giving money for something.
Yeah,
But and I truly believe that doesn't matter what we do, we always work for the good. Even if what you do, it looks evil, but we work for the good.
well, that's what was they were trying to tell me, that I was actually not doing the thing.
Yeah.
But
Okay, probably, I don't know.
No one knows.
See,
We're just having a chat here.
But I think that the answer for that question is in the spiritual book. Say sometimes the money is necessary for the people, but sometimes you can help for too much different way. Probably you grow a company to make or can help people to the working money. You can help people with your time to help the people. You can help the people you speaking with the other, probably we have a bad situation. The thing to say, yes, sometimes the money, when you bring money, is necessary at that moment. If you can do it, do it. Don't worry about what they're doing with money or their money. Give them money, it's not you. But I think that the example say money is the thing that for the humanity, the gold, the money, whatever thing for material is too much important, or the first thing important for the person for normal life. But yes, I think at the moment, it's good to say, you give money, if they need, you can bring whatever you have, time.
Yeah, it's one too. It's a one way. It's one path to practice our charity.
Colleen wants to speak.
Okay, don't worry.
Okay.
Colleen, you can say.
open your mind.
Hello, everyone. It is beautiful. Hello. Can you hear me?
We are without the little.
Not very good.
You can.
Low, but
It's a little. We can try. I can kind of speak on top of you.
That's funny. I wanted to say that it is difficult because money has such a stigma attached to it. But in the cases that are being discussed, like the beggars on the street or our neighbor who asks for a loan, it is important for us not to be drawn into what shows itself on the surface, but to close our eyes and not be swayed by, what is the word, by pity or by that sense of drama, but to close our eyes and ask ourselves to be guided in prayer. This is simple. It allows us a moment to breathe in the situation and to be moved by that which connects to our soul. If this is done, then it is not done in ego, nor is it done by the persuasion of perspective or perception, because we often project our own perspective onto a situation. But if we are given opportunity to stop and to breathe and to ask for guidance, then our money is given freely by that sense of connection to love rather than by drama. Yes, or the ego. Yes, yes.
And another thing that I would say, like, if we know ourselves to be part of God as we are, as we all know that we are divine, then, and recognize the others too. The others are part of God as well. We're just gonna be doing what is needs to be done. And then no more or less is required. If that time is the money that needs for that work to keep going and help people, you know, have the first push and get through, so be it. If it's a pray, so be it.
It will be shown. Yes.
Yeah. We just need to remember to recognize that we are divine, so are our brothers and sisters. So the rest of work is with God. I was listening to a lecture this week. That guy said a little story. And it says, if we is reverberating. If we, let's just say, you know, we have a meeting with God. Just go and and then it's, oh God, thank you so much for my life, for everything that I experienced. I just wanted to give back to you, you know. I don't know, just a way to say thank you for everything that you gave me, for everything that I experienced in my life. And then God just looked at that little guy, maybe me, and say, look, there's nothing that you can give me that I need. I have everything that I need. Even you, it's mine. So the only way you can reach through is to me and be grateful. You know, it's, you have many others living that might need support and need some guidance. That maybe you're in a better situation than them. So just go back and help those on the journey. So when we think about generosity, when we think about charity, I believe that's what God is expecting for us, that we could help others. Because someday, you know, someday we could be here, someday we could be here. So that's a volatile, you know, we have many lives to experience and to learn. So maybe today you're in a good position economically that you could support many organizations to help others to grow, to have a shelter, to have food. Maybe on the other life, we're going to be those that need to be humble and accept help and help others with other tools. So just remember that we are immortal, and let's just remember that we are part of God. We are divine. And we need to remember to see that divine on our brothers and sisters and help all, we are all together on this journey. Some on other, different levels. So we have to help each other. So that's the message tonight. So let's just think about that. Let's just think of not be so, have this stigma about money, because it is important too. And if you're able to do a good work, do it. All right. So any more comments? We just go a little bit of our time. But in saying that, if you want to know about projects that ask help with money, talk to us. Because we all need some support sometimes. And that is important as well. So let's just now make this connection with our divine even stronger. Recognize the divine on us. And put those inspirations in everything that we talk here. Let's just take a deep breath in and relax in our chairs. And first of all, be grateful. Grateful for the opportunity to be here tonight, to have this friendly chat here, learning about many, many tools that you, dear Father, gave us through our journey, through our progress as a spirit. Charity is the maximum, is the way to practice our love, to love each other without judgment, to detach, just because Jesus taught us to do it. Just love. So that's why we are here tonight, gathering, to explore that feeling, to explore that sensation, and make this little flower growing in our heart, this willing to help, to share. If tonight it's a smile you can offer, that's great, that's divine. If tonight you're gonna leave here and make a call or send a WhatsApp for that person and say, how important you are in my life and I'm grateful for you, so be it. Let's just share. If we can make that little flower offering our shoulders for someone that is going through some trouble, and just sit in silence and listen, that's beautiful too. If you have something you can share, that you can help someone with a food hamper, maybe a new clothes, maybe a child that needs some support to go through school, and you're very fortunate to sponsor that, that is beautiful too. Because God gave us so many tools so we can practice our love. And every little way, it's beautiful on their own. Everything, every little piece of those acts build this chain of love that help us grow, because we are all workers here and we are walking together, and there is no way to progress leaving someone behind. So let's just use those tools tonight and share with those that we love. Let's send our love to for the ones that the names are in the box. The ones that may need some support, going through some health problems. financial problems. Maybe that person is already on the spiritual world. We would like to say, I love you. I'm grateful for having you in my life. I'm grateful to meet you, to talk to you. Or even, I'm grateful for that problem that we have to solve, but yet still find ways to find peace. Because that make me reflect on forgiveness. So thank you for that. We're always students of the beautiful Father that don't give up on us on any minute, that give us every opportunity to try again, because He loved us without judgment, without questioning our actions. He just loved. And we are sending our love for those that names are in the box, for those that might be forgotten, in prisons. You are special too. You deserve an opportunity to learn. You deserve an opportunity to try again. We love you and we are sending you our love without judgment, because you are special. We are sending our love for those living on aged care facility that might don't have any familiar visiting for many reasons. COVID, living in another state, who knows, but we don't care. We are sending you our love too, saying you are special, you are a child of God, you are divine, and we love you too. Whatever you need, you are receiving, because we are sent to you. We are sending our love for those at this moment don't have shelter. They are in the rain, that maybe are in the cold. Let's just pray and send our love and our light so the angels could cover them and comfort them, saying, you are loved too. Be strong. God loves you and I love you too. Receive our love. We are sending our love too for those children that are living on house without a family. We are sending them our love too. That little flower that just grows in our hearts. You are a child and we love you. You're gonna find what you need because you are special for God and He loves you. So do I. So receive our love. And for many out there, that only God knows your troubles. Only God knows the shadows that you fight every day. For brothers and sisters that are going through so many difficult times, spiritually, on the material matter, we are sending you our love. We're gonna be sitting here without any judgment and just share the love of God with you and our love with you. And with this beautiful sensation in our hearts, that we just feel our bodies so light as we are flying on this divine energy here, as an explosion of light and love. that just find those that need. We are sharing with you too. And thank you, dear Lord. Thank you for the opportunity to every day be a new chance for me to be better, to learn. Thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight and share those moments with those here. Thank you so much. So be it. I'm just gonna ask you guys to stay here, meditate, and keep sending your love and light for those that I need. And we're gonna be calling you for your healing passes. Thank you.
Hey, brother Dhai. Bye.